What's up, folks? Welcome to Wizards Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons here, Cardo Dudley Jr. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. Look, we're getting straight to it. Washington had a few days off, hosted the Boston Celtics tonight. They're coming off their loss against Detroit. Ray, you're in the building today. Your thoughts on not only their effort, but how this one turned out?
Yeah, man. Given where they are as a team, you really can't be mad at this game tonight. Of course, it's a couple things they could have done a little better. They were a little turnover happy. They didn't shoot particularly well, and they fouled a lot. But outside of that, you mentioned the effort. This is all we ask. If you come out with this type of effort and energy and execution, especially on the defensive end, you give your chance. You give yourself a chance, and they gave themselves a chance tonight. Uh, just didn't go their way. A little too much. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum down the stretch, but I mean they had a winning formula for most of the game. Boston is they lead the league in 3-point makes and attempts. Um, yeah, and the Wizards they held them to 24% from three. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were collectively 3 for 23 from range. I mean, you if they tell you that Boston's going to have that type of output from distance before the game, you want to be happy about that because we've seen what happens when they get hot and just bomb teams from three. But but yeah, and then we consistently talk about the slim margin of error. A couple instances down the stretch when the Wizards were trying to claw back into it. Just a couple bad possessions, some ill-advised shots, some rush shots when they could have just ran something and executed and slowly chipped away at the lead instead of trying to get it all back in one play. But that's youth, and they're going up against the defending champs. You can't make those type of mistakes if you want to get a game like this, but overall, not bad, man.
Cardell?
Yeah, man. I like the way that they competed. They came out very winnable game. You got to get this one. This is the type of game you got to get, especially with the slide that they've had. You got the defending champs on your home floor. Jason Tatum's having a nightmare game, shooting 31% from the field. You had your opportunity to get a big, much needed win, but the things that cost them the game are the things that's been costing them other games. It's little things, turnovers. Second, them capitalizing off those turnovers, scoring. Put them on the free throw line, 25 or 32. That's what the Celtics do. They beat you with three-pointers, and they beat you getting on the line. Now, tonight, they didn't shoot the ball well from three, and you got to give the Wizards their props. This is the best defense we've seen them play since early in the season when they won a couple games. And, shout out to the head coach, Brian Key, for calling them out after the loss to the Knicks the other night. Said we're going to get that straight. Another thing that helped their cause tonight was they played the vets more. You know what I mean? They didn't, what can you say about Malcolm Brogdon? Maturity. He's a pro's pro. And that's why I was so excited when they picked him up. I just felt like he would be so huge for the youngins, especially Bub, since they played basically the same position. I thought he would be huge for him. To see when you get that slide, if you're young, you may not stay as professional as you should. You're getting frustrated, little things. But Malcolm Brogdon, it's hard to do that when you see Malcolm Brogdon over there putting in work, being a pro's pro. So that, along with the game he can give them, will help speed up the learning process. And I thought he was huge tonight, man. But it's just a little thing, shot selection down the stretch, untimely turnovers that fed into the Celtics getting out and getting easy baskets or whatnot. And the defensive effort that the Wizards put forth tonight was a winning effort. It warranted them winning, but you also got to play smart and execute on the other side of the ball. And they didn't do that good enough. And that's why, they fell tonight. Look, they held them to below. They held the Boston Celtics They came in number 1 in 3-point makes and 3-point attempts, 3rd in turnovers per game, top 2 or 3 in points per game. They held them to below 30 points over the first 3 quarters. Then the third quarter, the Wizards and they allowed 33. And it's that slight margin you've already been down where it's like, all right, game over. You see what I'm saying? And that's with Jaylen Brown waking up and Tatum finally getting some shots to fall from mid-range. But if they can continue to defend like this, they're going to start winning some games, man. And this is what we said this before the season started. We just like, y'all going to have to defend. You can't just come in here thinking you could just bomb teams from 3. It's not enough good 3-point shooters on the roster, not enough good offensive players with the experience yet to even play like that. And even if that was the case, why would you want to play like that? Just like Boston was jacking a lot of threes early and they were down and then they had to fight and claw their way back out. That's what happened to the Wizards. The difference is Boston knows how to do it, and they've done it before. So they have the confidence and the know-how that the Wizards aren't close to having. So you can't play that way. You're going to have to defend. And when winning time came, the Celtics got enough stops along with their offense waking up just enough to pull out this win on the home floor, man. So they got to maintain this type of competitive nature. They got the Pacers, I believe, up next on Sunday, and the Bulls. If they defend like this, those are 2 winnable games. The question is, will they continue to defend like this, or was this a case of the world champs coming into your home building? You got embarrassed the other night. So I'm eager to get back to it. Or is it going to be more of what we saw prior to this? It remains to be seen.
As you guys said, definitely happy with the fight. Malcolm Brogdon, everything they paid for and more. Apparent in this one, and since he's been back, I know he had a smaller spurt the last game. This game out there for a lot longer. I think Brogdon being out there is not only good for the young pups, the youngsters. I think he is great for Poole and Kuzma as well with that group. But yeah, like you guys said, man, that shot selection at times in the second half was crazy. Like they were times and it would come off of stops. Like those are the times when good teams, that's when you gain ground. And instead of gaining ground on the Celtics, you ceded it. You gave it to them. Celtics, a bad offensive possession. They missed a 3. You did a great job on the 3-point line. You come back down. You rush a shot. Then you foul them. Somebody's on the free throw line. And that happened just too often where, as you guys said, an untimely turnover leads to a transition opportunity for Boston. And like you said, the margin of error on every night is already slim. The reigning champs, it's even slimmer. When you get those chances, like you said, Cardell, chances are you play them again, they don't shoot that bad. You have to make the most of those opportunities, and that's, what hurts a little bit in this one. Go ahead.
Like Poole, when he shot, he had Al Horford on out, and don't get me wrong, Al Horford's not an easy win, but he a little bit up there in age. Man, test to see if he can move his feet a little bit, bro. And he settled for like a sidestep fadeaway 3, and he missed bad. I'm like, see, it's that stuff. Or when he got to the basket, he tried to be too cute, put a little bit too much English on instead of just going up strong and just laying that joint up. And then he missed it. Sarr gathered it, but Sarr, missed it badly as well inside. And I'm like, so those are possessions that you can't get back. And then Tatum came down, hit the turnaround. Then he got the little post up layup and all that. See what I'm saying? So that quick 4-0 run, just like that, in a close game, and that could deflate you. That could deflate you, man. So you got to be able to capitalize on that, and that's the difference between where they at and even on a bad night where the Celtics at. All right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they played bad tonight. I know Mizzou's like, what the hell? Y'all play is. I know what he's saying in the locker room. Y'all played to this team's record. Y'all thought y'all was gonna come in here to be sweet. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't the same type of energy that they came out with like they did the other night against the Cavs, which to this point is the game of the season because they was rumbling. That was like a finals type intensity. You see what I'm saying? So when you get them down like that, you got to get this win, man. You got to, man. And it's tough, but some positives you could definitely take away from it, man, for sure, man. But again, you can't beat yourself with the shot selection, and you can't have what was it, 20 turnover, 20 turnovers, and allowed Boston to score 23 off of those in a close game. And meanwhile, you only scored 10. And like I said, Boston top 3 in the league and not turning the ball over, man. So you're not going to beat them that way, which means you can't turn the ball over and give them fools extra possessions because they're going to eventually beat you.
Thanks. All right, on player of the game.
Shoot. Probably got to give it to
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't shoot the ball the best, but 31-11-5 without him waking up, they might lose this game.
All right, on to X Factor.
Man,
I think Hauser has some timely contributions, especially in the first quarter when the Wizards kind of had control of the game for a spell, but he got in the game, hit a couple big ones, and also down the stretch as well.
He did. I'm gonna go with Drew because when they couldn't get a bucket to go, Drew was all over the place holding them down defensively. Because it seemed like normally the Celtics are great all around as a team, but there were leaks at different points in the game from the Wizards, man. And then they were sending Drew over there to clog up the leak, but then another leak would happen. They were like, go over there, clean that up. And, he kept doing it. He did it good enough where they were able to stay close, and then the guys woke up. You see, and that's why he's so valuable as a player in this league, man. He just 1 through 5, and he had 16 points, and he only took 6 shots, 3 or 6 from the field, but he got to the line 8 times and made all 8. See, and only turned the ball over twice, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's winning basketball, man. That's just like his impact tonight is not going to jump out when you look at the stat sheet. But, watching the game, you can feel it, man. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell the Wizards made sure to either bring that screen to get him up off him, or they went away from him. They attack others. You see what I'm saying? And that works in your favor.
I'm doing everything I can not to be petty about what Drew Holiday brings to teams. I'm gonna let Milwaukee live. We did have a couple comments. I'm sorry, it's really tough right now because all those things you had in your building and whatnot. Blizzy, baby, with the comments tonight, Wizards stuck close with the Celtics. It should have been worse, like a blowout. I guess, if not for the effort.
But they should play with this effort. You're 2-11. You haven't done nothing in years. I'm talking about the Wizards side. Why are you coming in here like you the champs and you can cruise? Brian Keefe shouldn't even have to call you out this early in the season about your effort, man. It's just weird times. Like, it should just be pride. Like, I'm tired of getting smacked. Tired of it. Like, especially the young boys, more than likely, Sar. I gotta check his the record from when he was in overseas before he got drafted. But I know Bud was winning games, 20 games, something like that. These dudes are not used to losing. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were a big part of their teams winning. So why wouldn't you have a sense of pride to be like, man, we got to try to get this win? And it doesn't matter if it's the champs. It's whoever comes in our building, especially at home. Whoever comes in our building, we got to make them pay.
Okay, I got it now. It should have been worse, like a blowout. E for effort. Got you.
Oh.
I got it. So that's my fault. And then he followed it up. I got additional context from this one. I wouldn't be surprised if they go 10-72.
Yeah, look, man, we're gonna let it play out. I hope not. This is gonna be we've endured some long seasons over the last couple of years. Some very, very, very long seasons.
Yeah, I ain't trying to sit through that, man.
We kind of set a benchmark for what this team can do realistically. There's no reason why they shouldn't be around 30 to 35 wins, which is playoff area. If they continue to defend like this, Malcolm Brogdon is only in his 3rd game. I'm very happy with him joining, because he brings maturity. And I think once he really gets his legs on him, some of the bad shots we've been seeing, it won't be there. He ain't passing. I could just see him like, nah, bro, you ain't getting the ball right now. You got one. Your one bad strike equals 3 strikes. Your one bad shot gonna equal 3 strikes. All right, bet. You playing for numbers. I'm not giving you the rock no more. Go play some defense and rebound.
Man, things that are needed for 500. All right. As you guys set up next, they got the Pacers on Sunday night. So we'll check in with you guys then. Appreciate y'all as always for tuning in.